Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have to tell you, folks, watching General Hospital this summer has been an absolute roller coaster of emotions. We have seen so many new faces walk through the doors of the hospital and into the lives of our favorite families. It is always exciting to see fresh talent and new storylines brewing, but as the old saying goes, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. To make room for all these new characters and their complicated lives, the show has had to say some really tough goodbyes to characters we have grown to know and love. It is just the nature of daytime television, but that does not make it any easier when we have to watch someone pack their bags and leave town. Just last week, we were all sitting here trying to process the departure of Ethan Lovett. Watching Nathan Dean walk away from the canvas was a tough pill to swallow, was it not? I know so many of you ladies were huge fans of his charm and that classic adventurous spirit he brought to the screen. It felt like we barely had time to wave goodbye and dry our tears before the writers decided to hit us with another massive shocker. This week, the daytime drama world was completely blindsided by yet another sudden exit in Port Charles, and I just have to unpack all of this with you because my head is still spinning from the sheer madness of it all. Let us talk about Michael Corinthos. Played by the immensely talented Rory Gibson, Michael is now officially a single man on the prowl, and his journey to this point has been nothing short of a spectacular disaster. If there is one thing I have learned from watching this young man over the years, it is that he has a terrible habit of barking up the wrong tree when it comes to romance. Bless his heart, he tries, but he always seems to find himself tangled up with women who bring nothing but chaos into his life. For over a year, we watched him date Jacinda, played by Paige Herschel, and I think we all had a gut feeling that something was just not right with that girl. When you date someone for over a year, you start to build a life with them. You introduce them to your family, you share your secrets, and you start looking toward the future. Michael really seemed to believe that Jacinda was someone he could trust and build a foundation with, but as they say in the South, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it is still a pig. Jacinda was hiding some incredibly dark secrets behind that pretty smile, and the truth finally came crashing down in the most horrifying way imaginable. The revelation that she was actually a deeply shady, dangerous person was a twist that kept me on the edge of my seat, but the specific details of what she did were just downright evil. I want you to think about the absolute horror Michael must have felt when the truth came out. It was not just that Jacinda was lying to him or cheating on him. No, it was so much worse than that. Michael discovered that the woman he had been sharing his bed with was the very same person who tried to poison Willow. Let that sink in for a moment. Willow Kane, played beautifully by Caitlin MacMullen, is the mother of his precious child, little Wiley. To find out that your girlfriend tried to murder the mother of your child is the kind of betrayal that shakes a man to his very core. I honestly do not know how Michael kept his composure when he found out. If it were me, I would have been sweating like a sinner in church trying to figure out how I let a monster into my family's inner circle. Willow is a mother, and there is nothing more fierce in this world than a mother protecting her young. When Willow realized the danger that Jacinda posed, she did not hesitate to take action. She marched right down and filed for a restraining order, and you better believe the family court judge saw right through Jacinda's innocent act. The judge agreed without a shadow of a doubt that this woman was entirely too dangerous to be allowed anywhere near little Wiley. The legal system finally did something right in Port Charles. It is a huge relief to see the courts step up and protect a child from a toxic, venomous person who was literally willing to use poison to get her way. Now, Michael knew he had to cut all ties with Jacinda immediately. There was no room for negotiation, no chance for a tearful apology to fix things. When someone tries to take the life of the mother of your child, that is the absolute point of no return. But how did Michael handle it? Well, he handled it in a very classic Corinthos fashion, and I have some strong opinions about this. In Tuesday's episode, we watched a scene that was both incredibly tense and surprisingly businesslike. Michael did not scream, he did not throw things. Instead, he handed Jacinda a thick envelope stuffed full of cold, hard cash. He looked her dead in the eye and told her it was time for her to pack up and leave Port Charles for good. I have to pause right here and just shake my head. A generous severance package for a woman who tried to commit murder? Only in Port Charles, folks. I suppose Michael figured that money talks and nonsense walks. He wanted her gone quickly and quietly, without dragging his family through a messy public scandal or a drawn-out police investigation. Giving her a payoff was his way of ensuring she got on the next bus out of town. It is the easy way out, but I cannot say I blame him entirely. When you are dealing with a snake, sometimes it is better to just toss it over the fence than try to wrestle with it. But still, paying off a poisoner just feels like a recipe for future disaster. This brings me to my next point, and it is something I really want you all to think about. General Hospital may have written Jacinda off the canvas for now, and Paige Herschel might have filmed her last scenes for the time being, but notice what they did not do. They did not kill her off. In the world of soap operas, if there is no body, there is no guarantee that a character is gone forever. The writers purposely left the door wide open for Jacinda to make a spectacular return down the line. They just sent her away with a pocket full of money and a head full of resentment. If you ask me, that is like leaving a pot boiling on the stove and walking out of the house. Eventually, it is going to boil over and make a terrible mess. Let us use our imaginations for a moment, because we have all been watching these shows long enough to know exactly how these writers think. Jacinda and Michael were together for over a year. They were intimate. What are the chances that in exactly 9 months, we are going to see Paige Herschel stroll back into Port Charles pushing a baby stroller? I would bet my bottom dollar on it. The classic surprise pregnancy trope is a staple of daytime television. Imagine the look on Michael's face if Jacinda returns, holding a little baby, and boldly claims that Michael is the father. It would completely blow up his life all over again, just when he thought he had finally bought his peace and quiet. If Jacinda does come back with a baby, it will not just affect Michael. Think about poor Willow. She fought so hard to get that restraining order and protect Wiley from this lunatic. If Jacinda shares a child with Michael, she will be permanently tied to his family for the rest of their lives. Willow would have to navigate co-parenting with a woman who literally tried to poison her. The drama would be absolutely off the charts. It is the kind of messy, complicated, emotional storyline that keeps us glued to our television screens year after year. I can already picture the fierce showdowns between Willow and Jacinda in the hospital corridors. Let us talk more about Caitlin MacMullen's performance as Willow. She has truly grown into a powerhouse on this show. When she first arrived, she was so mild-mannered, almost timid, but becoming a mother has awakened a fierce, protective lioness inside of her. Watching her stand up in that family court, looking the judge straight in the eye and demanding protection for her son was nothing short of inspiring. It is a testament to the strength of mothers everywhere. I know many of you watching have had to stand up and fight for your own children, and seeing Willow do it with such grace and determination really tugs at the heartstrings. She did not let Jacinda's manipulative tears sway her for a single second. And what about Rory Gibson? Stepping into the shoes of Michael Corinthos is no easy task. The character has such a rich, complicated history on General Hospital. Rory has managed to bring a certain vulnerability to Michael that makes you want to root for him, even when he is making incredibly foolish decisions. When he was handing over that envelope of cash to Jacinda, you could see the conflict playing out on his face. He was angry, yes, but there was also a profound sense of disappointment. He had wasted a year of his life loving a woman who turned out to be a total illusion. Rory played that subtle heartbreak perfectly, reminding us that beneath the wealthy, powerful Corinthos exterior is just a man who wants to be loved and have a peaceful family. The contrast between Michael's naive hope and Jacinda's cold calculation is what made this storyline so compelling. Paige Herschel deserves a lot of credit for her portrayal of Jacinda. It is not easy to play the villain, especially one who hides in plain sight. For months, she played the supportive girlfriend, smiling at family dinners and pretending to care about Michael's world, but behind those eyes, she was plotting and scheming. The moment the mask slipped and we saw the true venomous nature of Jacinda, Paige delivered a chilling performance. It takes real talent to make the audience genuinely despise a character, and she certainly succeeded in making Jacinda one of the most memorable troublemakers we have had in Port Charles in a long time. So, my wonderful friends, as I sit back and reflect on all this craziness, I have to ask you, are you sad to see Jacinda leave General Hospital? Did you enjoy the drama she brought, or are you glad to see the back of her, and what do you think about my theory? Do you believe Paige Herschel will be making a grand return in 9 months with a little Corinthos baby in her arms? I absolutely love hearing your thoughts and reading your opinions, so please drop a comment and let me know how you feel about this whole situation. We are all in this crazy viewing experience together, and your insights always make watching the show so much more fun.